Which way?
So the shooting at the Capitol building, already I've seen reports from NPR that it was a police officer doing the shooting. Another report that an officer was injured by shrapnel. Well, to me, it's very obvious why these shootings occur. In a place where, in a country where you see people are obsessed with supporting the governing class and celebrities. Okay, you see all too frequently that the governing class consists of feminists, atheists, racists, eugenicists, Satanists, the worst criminals, and LGBT people. That's why these people always get their way, whether it is the recent Georgia legislation, whether it was the gay marriage, they always get their way. And this infuriates righteous men all across the world. We live in a society where the pharmaceutical sector is the most profitable industry. And psychiatry is a big reason for that. That and opioid painkillers. Now, America prefers to be drugged up and stupid, watching football and worshiping idols and celebrities, instead of facing the facts. The facts remain that nobody is happy with the government. Nobody's happy with the psychological operations unit of the Army. No one is happy with the FBI. No one was happy with the CIA. But they kind of just let themselves get drugged up and let the bankers and everyone else take advantage of them. This is why my $3,000 top martial arts challenge is so important. It shows you beyond any doubt that Americans hide. The last challenger losing 10-0 and still no one can beat me. $3,000 to whoever can beat me for almost 3 years now. $25 just to show. And they couldn't do it. And they didn't give me my credit because I tell the governing class how I feel about them. So much for the land of opportunity. More like the land of conformity. A land that lacks objectivity. And why? Because people are cowards. You should see how they run and whimper and cower and whine. Okay? It is absolutely disgusting to be the top martial artist in a land of cowards. There's nothing more pathetic than a world full of cowards when you're a great man. The contrast is very dramatic. So as they accuse people of being petulant or peevish, contemptuous, basically being unreasonably upset, those people who are upset are almost always upset for a good reason. And so we want to take people's gun rights away, leave them vulnerable to the government and to the people the government runs psych ops on record. I'll link to you videos where I have people admitting on record that they were told to provoke me to get me involuntarily admitted into the psych ward. Valley Medical Center and their hospitals that they dump people at. Santa Clara County Sheriff Department. The FBI. On record, they've been caught with certain groups helping them out. Gay rights groups, LGBT community. I live an hour from San Francisco. And you might say, well, what does that have to do with the shooting? Almost all of these shootings are provoked by the government. They're patsies who are victims of an elaborate psychological operation that wasn't, it's not ingenious. It's just very basic things, driving by, staring at people, noise harassment, just cyber attacking them, prank calling them, little bitch shit. But it all adds up. When this happens every single day, being pestered by inferior forms of life, even the most patient people start becoming ill-tempered seeming and agitated, and they lash out. This is how it is. We live in a society where psychological operations are part of the propaganda processes of this nation. It is rather deplorable and unbearable. And what is it indicative of? The abuses of the governing class. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out that they impress philosophies and lifestyles on people. And the reason why feminism and homosexuality is so prominent, is so prevalent in society, is because the elite themselves worship a dual gender Baphomet. And that means there's the light and dark, like you see with the Masonic checkerboard. There is good and evil in one person. Imagine a person who says, I am good and I am evil, so when I want, I'm going to be evil, and feel, nothing about it. Think nothing of it, rather. That is a Freemason for you. Imagine somebody who worships a dual gender being and strives to climb the Masonic pyramid to reach the consciousness or the perspective of that being. That person is open to homosexuality, to put it lightly. That person is a bisexual, to put it precisely. And some of these people become transsexuals. And really, homosexuality is aimed at the poor, just like these drugs and the fast food and the GMOs, the fillers, the preservatives, the steroids and the food and what have you. It's aimed at the poor. What they do is they have people go into the spotlight and come out, quote unquote, come out of the closet in order for people to think that it's okay to be gay or it's cool, it's trendy. They set the trend while they themselves are bisexual, So the elite does consist of a lot of gays, and they highlight those of them who are gay in order to get the poor to be gay. But a lot of the elite who are gay are also, they also like the other sex. They're bisexual. Okay? So they're basically getting you to follow the leader, but they're not telling you about the bisexuality. And I'm not saying, being a gay is an abomination. Any good Christian should know that. In a country that's supposedly 76% Christian, which is supposed to be predominantly against gays, how could gay marriage pass? How could a feminist agenda pass? Because the governing class are pushing these things. So if you are a feminist, don't ever, ever pretend that you're with the people. You can't have it both ways. You're either with the oppressor or with the people. Don't pretend you're with the people. If you're a homosexual, don't pretend you're with the people. The Democratic Party is not with the people. The Fabian Society, Social Democrats, their old symbol on their coat of arms was a wolf in sheep's clothes, on record. You're not with the people. You're sickos. So it's one thing to make claims. Let's let the money talk. I'll give $10,000 to anyone who can prove that there is no connection between the occult, Freemasonry, secret societies, eugenics, feminism, homosexuality, atheism, and Satanism. Okay, $10,000 to whoever can definitively prove that there is no solid connection. I'll even go as far as to say that there is no solid connection. And I'll even throw in psychiatry. All these things are connected, and they're connected to psychiatry as well. And the 500,000 preventable deaths that come from psychiatry alone, as well as a pretty clear connection between these things and the 65 million preventable deaths annually.